Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This video is my first dedicated vlog to one book. I originally was in the middle of filming a reading vlog and thought it would be fun to draw out of a TBR cup. The title of this video would have already spoiled to you what I pulled out, but let's run the clip quick. Let's see what the cup has. There are okay, let's see if I can show you. There's a lot in there. Oh, there's a lot in there, and it should be pretty accurate because I try my best to, sorry, I'm trying to mix it up while I talk. I try my best to put the new book names in the cup before I put them on my bookshelf or on my book cart. I feel like I'm gonna get one I don't like, but you know what? If I get one I don't like, I can at least start it. This one, this is the one. I can start it, and then I could get it off of my TBR. Okay, we have a green. That means it's not a romance and it's not a thriller horror, because that's what the blue and pink ones stand for, and green could literally be anything. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna let you guys look at it first. What is it? Okay. City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. Okay, this is one of those instances where I did not want to pull that out. I did not want to pull that out. Okay, let me grab it quick. City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. This is giving me away because I read City of Bones for the first time in like 2020, 2021, I do not know. And my plan was to like read the series and annotate it and do all the things that the girlies do. And then I bought the second and third book. Did I buy the fourth book? I definitely have the second and third. I might even have the fourth book. Why? I don't know, because did I even love City of Bones? Not really. I do not know. But you know what? I will give this a shot. Oh my God, look at that. Look how many books she has. And I know, you know what? Some of you, depending on who you are, you've probably already read. You've probably read all of her books. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, guys? I don't know. I will give this a fair shot. Because if I don't like it, that would be at least 2, if not 3 books off of my TBR that I could get rid of. I did not think I would be doing this today, but let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. So, as you would have seen, I pulled City of Ashes, which is the second Shadowhunters Mortal Instruments novel following City of Bones, which I read a while ago, a couple years ago. This book took me on quite a journey. Trigger warning, mostly of incest, which is weird. So, why don't you guys come on this journey with me, see how it went. Like I said, I was originally filming a different reading vlog, so a good chunk of the book at the beginning, I wasn't updating as much as I do towards the end, just because I thought this is going to take up too much time. So, let's watch that. Okay, ignore this like power angle I have over you guys. It's because of the way my pop socket's sitting. But, City of Ashes. I had to go back and read the City of Bones Wikipedia page, the plot, because I thought that I hadn't remembered like anything that happened. But once I started reading the Wikipedia page, I was like, actually I do remember most of this. This one so far, I'm only like 20 pages into it, so we're not that far. I really don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sure most of you have already heard of this series, but in the first one, our main character, Clary, she winds up in this like fantasy Shadowhunter world, which is like intermingled with our world. You guys know me, I'm not a big fantasy girly, so we'll see how this goes, but it's already giving the vibe of the ACOTAR girlies and the Fourth Wing girlies, and what's that other series that Sarah J. Maas wrote? The Assassin's Blade. Why can I think of the prequel, but I can't think of the original? Throne of Glass series. Like, I know all those girlies are probably the same girlies. And I read the first ACOTAR, and it was not for me. It just wasn't for me. So we'll see. I will update you once I've read a little bit more of this. But I kind of have the feeling, I don't know if any of you guys get this feeling, especially those of us who buy like way more books than we should. That feeling when you're like, why did I buy this? I don't think I'm gonna like this. Why would I buy this? Why would I buy 4 books in the series when I know I don't like fantasy? I usually don't like YA fantasy. I just wanted to give it a shot because all the girlies love it, and I'm going in with an open mind. I swear I'm gonna go in with an open mind. Okay, I'm not that much farther into this. I'm like a couple pages from where I last updated you guys. But okay, this is probably gonna be a spoiler vlog. We'll see how upset I get. So Jace, one of our main characters, who in the last book, or in the first book, Clary, the girl I was telling you about, she meets one of the Shadowhunters, Jace, and they like kind of start to have a relationship, and then we find out that they're related, and it's weird. But so now in this one, Jace has like lived with his friends and their parents, who were like friends with his parents back in the day. Very complicated lore if you haven't read the series, but Jace is talking to the mom, and the mom like doesn't trust him anymore, or like I don't know if she ever did, but they're like having this conversation, and she says to him like, how long have you known that he was your father? And Jace is like, about as long as you have. And she said, I don't believe that. And he's like, okay, you don't believe me? And she says, it doesn't make sense, Jace. How could you not know who your own father is? Huh? Because when people come out, they immediately know, like, yep, that's my mom, that's my dad, even though you've never met with them, lived with them, and your entire life other people have been telling you this guy's your father. Why would you not believe that? I don't believe you. How do you not know who your own dad is? Okay, lady, I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch, please. In the back, this is what the back says. Clary just wishes that her life would go back to normal. But what's normal when you're a demon-slain Shadowhunter? Your mother's in a magically induced coma, and you can suddenly see downworlders like werewolves, vampires, and fairies. Clary would love to spend more time with her best friend Simon, but the Shadowhunters won't let her go. Especially her handsome, infuriating newfound brother Jace. Lord help me. Lord help me. You guys, I have another comment on something. I'm this far into it, page 92. And this is so weird. I cannot get over it. I'm hate reading isn't the right term. But it's not a 5-star. I'll tell you that much. So Clary has like started this romantic relationship with her guy best friend, and now they're like dating, I guess. He called her his girlfriend without, like, in a group of people without asking her to make it official, so that's kind of weird. But now they're like making out on this bed, and she's like, the bed's like really uncomfortable or whatever, and she's like, oh, ouch, and he goes, did I hurt you? And she's like, no, it's not you, it's just, it's hard for me to focus. Is this weird to you? And he's like, what? And she's like, oh, I don't know, like, is this weird that we're kissing? And he's like, no, like, you know, when you've dreamt about it for so long, it's just, it seems. And she goes, anticlimactic? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And then they start talking about like sex, and she's like, you're just thinking about having sex with me? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about how much I love you. And she's like, so you don't want to have sex with me? And he's like, well, I mean, I don't not want to. And she's like, I'm going to the bathroom. And so she goes into the bathroom, and then tell me why she starts thinking about Jace, and which is her brother, allegedly brother. I might know some things. To our knowledge right now, it's her brother, and she's talking about how kissing him was something hotter and sweeter and bitter and not uncomfortable, or not like kissing Simon, her best friend, boyfriend, is safe and comfortable, but kissing Jace, it's hotter. I'm gonna throw up. And then she's telling herself, don't think about Jace, don't think about when you kissed him, and she has to splash cold water on her face. And then she comes back to bed, and Simon's sleeping, so she gets a text message, and she goes, I'm leaving. Doesn't wake him up to say bye, doesn't leave a message, a note. She's out of there. Peace. It's just very interesting. I don't hate it, but I am laughing at how stupid some of this stuff is. I'm sorry if this is your favorite series that maybe don't watch. Maybe you should stop watching. Maybe you should have stopped watching a while ago, unless you like to hear people make fun of your favorite book. Sorry. Here we are, lit with the screen, the computer screen. How did this get published? I'm telling you right now. How did this get published? You guys, I actually, reading this is kind of making me want to read the whole series so I can talk shit about it and make a video about it. I think I need to start tabbing stuff. I'm this far into it, like a little over a third, I think. Oh, God, maybe I'm probably like a third or maybe 40% of the way through. Oh my God. So, Clary and the gang, of like 4, I think there's 4 of them right now. Clary, Jace, Simon, and Isabel, who is one of the friends that Jace grew up with when he was a kid. I don't know why we're at this lady's place. Listen, you guys know fantasy is not my thing, but I'm trying my best to pay attention. I will say, usually fantasy is like kind of hard to follow, and this isn't that bad to follow. Like, obviously it's meant for teenagers, which we will get to that as well. But so the 4 of them are in this they've been like summoned by this queen, and they're in this queen's court right now, and they're like fairies, and fairies have specific rules, and they are given food, and Jace is like, hey, don't eat any of it, or we're not going to be able to leave, or something like that. And all of them are like, okay, fine, we won't. But apparently when they're about to leave, the queen's like, oh, actually, Clary, girly, you can't leave. And then she's like, oh, why? I didn't eat anything. And she's like, are you sure? You sure? And then she's like, oh, well, I did get bit, and I did suck the blood off my finger. So actually I did eat something. And she's like, yeah, so you can't leave. But actually, then she says, what if I told you she could be freed by a kiss? And they're like, oh, a kiss? Well, that's easy. Simon, her boyfriend, wink, wink, is here. And then they like go back and forth about like who the queen wants to kiss who, because it's all very confusing. And the queen says, which I knew this was going to be bad. The queen says, the kiss that will free the girl is the kiss that she most desires. And then everyone's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? That's so suspicious. And then Jason's like, why are you doing this? And he gets all red in the face. And then Simon's like, oh, those two? That's ridiculous. They're brother and sister, which, Simon, you should be right, but oh, how very wrong you are. Because what does the queen say to that? She says, desire is not always lessened by disgust. What? Nor can it be bestowed like a favor to those most deserving of it. And as my words bind my magic, so you can know the truth, because fairies cannot lie. If she doesn't desire his kiss, she won't be free. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and then they're like, oh, well, you're not gonna kiss, right? Are you gonna kiss? Are you gonna kiss? And then they're like, well, it is just a kiss. She felt the brush of his lips. Oh! No. Oh my God. You guys. She felt the brush of his lips, light at first, and her own, oh, where's my lighting? There we go. And her own opened automatically beneath the pressure? No, skipping ahead. And the kiss stopped being gentle and became fierce all in a single moment. Skipping ahead again. Jace's hands moved from her hair, slid down her spine. No. And then they pull apart. But like, and then the queen's like, or Jace is like to the queen, oh, are you entertained now? And the queen says, oh, we are quite entertained, but not, I think, so much as the both of you. You guys, why is this book the way it is? 50% check-in point. I'm about ready to go to bed, but I want to do a check-in because I reached the 50% mark. I'm on page 240, I think. And I realized in the last clip I forgot to mention an important thing that I could save until the end, but I would like to talk about it now. There's a baby Pip next to me. She's so cute. So, okay. My problem with this book / the series, I wouldn't have as many problems if it did not have the incest. Yeah. So this book is supposed to be, just put it right there on my shoulder. This book is supposed to be, the intended audience is late middle school to like high school age kids. Okay. So I would say like 14 to 17 years old is the intended audience. Okay. With that in mind, why are we having this tug of war situation between Clary having a crush on Jace and Jace is her brother? Okay. Especially because I don't think it gets resolved or figured out, I guess, in this book. I'm pretty sure it happens in the third book. I will let you know at the end, I guess. But I'm just picturing let's say your friend has read this book and your friend is like, oh my gosh, I love Jace and Clary. Like, they're so cute. Like, they're my OTP back when that was like a big thing, right? You read the first book and you're like, they're brother and sister. You read the second book, you're like, well, I don't know, like maybe something's I don't know. maybe my friend's weird. Your friend is weird. Just saying. You read the second book. They're still brother and sister. And then you start thinking to yourself, am I the weird one for not liking the incest? Or is my friend the weird one? And then you start to second guess, and you're a child, okay? We're not adults with critical reading skills, critical thinking skills, like someone who, like myself, a 26-year-old woman who's been to college and has had a career for a few years now. We are in literal, like, 9th grade. We just started high school. Do you think they have the critical thinking skills to be like, let's dig into this? And also, Cassie? Can I call you Cassie? Why are you writing stuff like this? That's the real question. That's sus. That is suspicious. Highly suspicious. Also, right before I checked in with you guys, Jace calls Clary Clarissa, her full name, her full legal name, her Shadowhunter name. And she says, don't call me that. And he goes, okay, Clary. And it literally says he says it intimately. This is so messed up. I'm sure someone else has already done a video about this, but the fact that, like, I haven't read this yet, and I had heard, but I did not think it was going to be to this extent. I thought, oh, we'll have a couple, points throughout this whole 500-page book. It's like 470 pages. But it's a lot. I started tabbing. They're hard to see, but I started tabbing the sus within this book because what the hell, boy, what the hell? Hey, so it is the end of the night, almost 9 o'clock. I am about a little more than 80% into City of Ashes. I actually am so surprised that I actually read this book. And, I'm not having a bad time. There are moments that are very sus. You would have seen me go not into it. But it's not, if we take the incest out of it, it's fine. I think it's a, fine YA book. I probably won't check in again until I finish the book, unless something really sus happens. So far since I last checked in, we have had, he goes don't worry, little sister, or something like that. And it's just too weird because it's like, okay, now you're forcing to have a familial relationship when you both know you want a romantic relationship, and it's freaking weird. It's freaking weird. But yeah, I think this was a really fun thing. Maybe I'll do this again in a different reading vlog, have a dedicated reading vlog. And then maybe whenever I read, what's the next one called? City of Glass. That I could do another reading vlog for that. Oh, also I forgot to mention, twice now in a 470-page book, I think it is, we have been told that a character has died. Well, this is a spoiler vlog, I guess. But yeah, Simon, they were like, oh yeah, he died. JK, he's a vampire. Okay. And then now he got kidnapped by Clary and Jace's dad, allegedly. And this werewolf girl told Clary that Simon died again. We'll see how it ends, because right now we have been told that he's dead. But you also told me that already. So I don't think he's actually dead, because also I saw at the end of the book it said, continue with Clary, Jason, Simon's adventure in the next installment, City of Glass or whatever the hell. But anyway, it says I have an hour left on the audiobook. Well, I have 2 hours left, but listening on almost 2 times speed, it's going to be an hour. So I'm hoping to finish it tonight before I have to go to bed, because I have to go to work tomorrow, and it's already 9 o'clock at night. I'm probably not going to finish tonight. But I will update you guys whenever I have finished the book. Okay, actually, we have more sus. So Clary is talking to Valentine, her father, about Jace, who is also called Jonathan. He has 2 names. So her dad says to give yourself to someone as you've given yourself to Jonathan. And she says, what? And he says, you think I haven't seen the way the 2 of you look at each other? The way he says your name. You may not think I can feel, but that doesn't mean I can't see feelings in others. I suppose we only have ourselves to blame, your mother and I. Having kept the 2 of you apart for so long, you never developed the revulsion towards each other that would be more natural between siblings. I don't know what you mean, Clary's teeth were chattering. I think I make myself plain enough. I saw Jonathan after he faced the fear demon, you know. It showed itself to him as you. That told me all I needed to know. The greatest fear in Jonathan's life is the love he feels for his sister. You know, that would be a fear. That would be a fear, but I don't think it's a fear in the way that you guys think it's a fear. Because what the heck? I actually cannot. I'm still astounded that, like, so many people love this series and that this actually got printed. Okay, I guess we'll see if anything else weird happens. So there you guys have it. I have since finished the book. I'm giving it a 3.5 star, I think. While it was honestly quick to get through, it only took me a couple of days. I don't think, I know this book, let's see, when did this originally, maps inside. You know, you really, the Institute does look how I pictured it. You know, you really gotta wonder about us audiobook girlies. I did pick up the book while I was listening to it, but geez. So this book came out in the book itself was written in 2008. It looks like it got like new illustrations and stuff in 2015, but regardless of the fact this came out in 2008 and it is meant for like 12 to 17-year-old children, this is weird. I don't know how this got published, and I honestly do not understand what you guys are talking about. I don't know why this is as popular as it is. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. Like, Harry Potter had its time. I get it. Percy Jackson had his time. I get that. This? I'm so sorry to be a hater. I am so sorry. And it's not even I'm a hater. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Like, the book itself was entertaining enough. It was fine. But also, why are you trying to trick me that someone died 3 times in a 500-page book? Knock it off. I'm so annoyed. What other gripes do I have about this book? The fact that there's like 4 more books after this. I understand, at least I'm pretty sure, the first 3 are like kind of a trilogy, and then the last 3 are kind of a trilogy, but technically they're all like 6 books together, which I get. I know what book 3 is gonna have to be about, but like, what is the rest of this series about, and why? I don't know. I do think the setting is interesting and entertaining, like fantasy-wise. I can see why people would like it, but like, the fact that City of Bones and this is like the first thing that kicked off this whole world and people's love for Cassandra Clare, I'm so sorry. I actually am turning into a hater. I'm so sorry. I just don't think that we should be promoting incest. There are just too many instances. Okay, not that I think, okay, listen. Not that I think that she should be writing about that topic at all, let alone in a children's book, but or like young adult. You guys know what I'm saying. If it was maybe like one kind of weird moment between the two of them, and they could understand that this is, well, I guess Clary did at one point, and she was like, this is not gonna work out between us. But then Jace is like, we can run away together. Bro, you are weird. Oh, I shouldn't call him that. He's gonna come after me next. But dude, stop. You're being a weirdo, and I know you guys didn't know each other as kids, but you're weirdos. You're I can't. Will I read book 3? Probably, because you know what? I have her right there. And I have the next one. What's the next one called? City of Fallen Angels. Why do I have that? I don't know. Why'd I do that to myself? I think once I read the books, though, I'll probably... See, I don't know who would I give this to. I don't think I should be promoting this. Honestly, truly. It's sus. It's so sus. But there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this vlog for whatever it was. Don't let me know if you like this series or not, because I don't want you guys, I don't want someone to fight me. But you can let me know if you made it all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Over and out.